So, guys, last night I had a wonderful run-in with Commissioner Rando from another server, and I would like to share this with you. So, it's the beginning of your direct history with Redacted. Commission open. Yep. You can do hyper muscle mail? Sure can. How big? Like this. Sends me an image. Pretty beefy looking dude. Oh yeah, no problem. What's your price? Well, depends on what you want to get. Show him my commission sheet. Full body pic, etc. Any additional prices for characters? Depends on extras. Like, I don't charge a lot for extra characters unless they have crazy details, like a lot of tattoos or wings, etc. How about a pose, like but a male and a female? She sends me a very basic picture. So again, everything seems fairly kosher at the moment. Do you want a full color line art? What's your full color example? My shading's like this. I show him a picture. Blah, blah.
Not for nothing, not for nothing now, but that blurring ain't really covering too much, bro. you might want to work on that, bro. Like,
we're gonna zoom in a little bit more so you cover that. Looks interesting. Let's go with no color first. Okay, so you're getting 2 character, knee up, lines, no color, 55 clams. Okay, though the female would look like this. Sends me a Burmison image, so pretty thick, right? Nice.
Okay.
Height difference? Question mark. She looks like this, but I want her body to be like that. He sends me like a 9-tail fox lady. Like,
bro, what the fuck?
all right.
Yo, like, what is with all? Is this like he just wants to flood you with pictures, bro?
Just wait. And the guy, just that ref you posted. This is the height diff. He put like a line here just to kind of like show the difference at height. So she was supposed to come up to his pecs or something, right? Like,
It's like,
yeah,
it's
that's
like
the guy.
It's like there's some like online resources where you can show the height difference.
There is. It's a wonderful website.
Go on Google. And
It's
just
called
put that in.
Odds and Ends, Mr. Initial Man. It's a great
No,
site.
just Google it and it'll just give you like 5 different resources.
Phew. But anyway, so it's like, okay, and just that standing next to each other pose? Well, the guy would have his right arm inside her panties, and she would have her inside his pants. Mind you, these are already really large, beefy characters, so trying to, like, do that sort of thing where it's just like, holding hands is one thing, but it's like you want them shoving their hands in each other's pants. I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to think of how to pose it, right? Okay, may I get your PayPal email? I can shoot you an invoice? He sends me some image references for clothing. She would wear something like this, but the shirt should reveal her nipple and have underboob. This would be the male pants. It was like this weird Second Life chaps sort of thing. I'm like, okay. Okay. Can I partially pay and pay the rest later? Is it you don't have enough money for the comm at the moment? I mean, I do. I just want to buy food. I said, get food. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I can pay you 50% now. This part, though, Rock.
Why would you even go for the commission if you don't got fuck?
Rock.
How many commissions I would love to have, but I don't have.
It gets better. It gets better. Think about this. This initial price is $55. Just wait. I mean, I can pay you 50% now and pay you 50% in 2 weeks, because I want the commission started right away, or else I forget and lose motivation.
The fuck? I will pay you in Tuesday for a burger today. No, fuck off!
So I said, like, I understand that. Thing is, I can get a comm like that done in less than an hour or so, because I work fast. Anybody who's commissioned me knows I work pretty quick, right? It's like, oh, really? Yeah. You do comm inflation, right?
That's a logic.
Just the jump. The fucking jump. Oh, well, hold on. Let me emphasize. You do comm inflation too, right? So So I'm like, and I was still answering the other question, or just like, my regulars can speak on my behalf. I work fast, whatever. So it's like,
Yeah.
hmm,
The rough sex.
do you have idea for like rough sex and with size difference and cum inflation? I mean, there's plenty of pose reps I have, unless you have an idea. Yes, show me idea. How about something like this? And he posts an image that I believe was a Mr. NDC like picture. A page like this, how much would you charge? So he's gone from a knee up with no color sketch to comic page. Like a short comic page. I'm like,
this was a man who not even a couple sentences ago was worrying
I
about being
need
able to pay
food.
for food.
so I said, so he's like, yeah. I'm like, depending on complexity of the pic and details. Well, based on the 2OC, like if it was full color line art, I'd say $100.
Where do you get these guys?
How
man?
about a sketch? No color? Yeah. 65. Now at first this initial thing was just two-part. It was like a kind of like a bust picture of like a character going and then it was just like a little mating press thing below that, right? So it was like not difficult, simple. He sends me the bigger image. And like something like this, like $80. Any way to change it to make it 65? A full page like that is a sketch? No. So he sends me, he cuts off the bottom part or the top part. And he's just like, how about this? 75. How about 70? Sketch no color? Sure.
This haggling? What the fuck?
Deal then. Send me that invoice and let's get starting. Let's get starting.
Imagine bartering so hard for a commission.
So he went from saying I can only pay you half of a $55 commission to sending me $70. Paid. Let's get starting.
What happened to the
He
food?
said starting twice.
What happened to the food?
So I sent him a very, very rough work in progress. Like, let's make the mail more massive. Like this
What the
size.
I hate
Alright. So I try and tweak it a bit. It's still going to be rough at this stage, but are these sizes better?
No.
Since the
This
mail is...
why, if you don't have your full request when you send me a commission, you get nothing.
Have your fucking idea ready. Holy shit. It's
You
one
don't
thing when
even
it's
get
one
a
of my
response.
regulars. Like, legitimate, it's one thing when it's one of my regulars and we're spitballing ideas, but like a rando off the streets, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So now he did these weird little edits that just like, it was just like MS Paint, like lines here and there. I'm just like, what is this? And he's like, since the mail is thrusting in, she should be like inflated, so it should have like spacing. Mind you.
Such description.
Mind you,
Or-
these
or it sounds like-
characters
Sure,
are
sure.
so fucking thick that
Or it
there's
sounded
not
enough
going
like
to be any
Joker.
space. Okay, if you want the gut filled like that, I'll tweak the pose more. Between her inflated belly, also tweak the position a bit.
Oh
I
my
want-
God.
I want their leg to be like this to each other.
I want it like this.
He sends me an image where it's like the guy and the girl would be like near the same size and his feet would be on the ground. I'm like, okay, so what size am I doing then? So then I try to fuck with it and I put his knees on the ground. And it's like, so the leg should be more like this and I think the male should be a bit more massive. Give him like 50% bigger.
Where is he getting this number from?
So, I think the male pec should be squished out against the female boobs. For the
Can I
legs,
kill
it
him?
looks rough. But
Look,
you,
this is literally just reminding me of that one fucking like meme post about fucking like
You are
commissioners.
Tito of sex.
No, like they're fucking like scamming the artist into doing a sequence of like changes for them.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
So we're about halfway through this interaction. Let me do a more clear sketch. 1 second. Also, his balls should be more the floppy kind. He sends this image that looks like horse balls just dangling. So, yeah, like these. So I cleaned up the sketch a little bit more, just like, just to send him an update. looks better. His butt needs more fat. In
Oh, come the
In
fuck-
it. Okay? Did another really weird edit. Otherwise, this looking good size and pose-wise. His upper body should be bigger, and butt, etc. But yeah, it looks good. Okay. Not her where her head is. Give the male a more massive back and butt like these.
Bigger.
So I do more edits. The male looks a bit weird,
Oh
muscle-wise.
my god.
I would have.
Is it the
I
back
would've-
muscle? Don't forget
Look.
his back hair is much longer. He's actually a
my
nine-tailed fox, just like the female. He's never mentioned this. During this entire process, he has never once mentioned that the guy is also a nine-tailed fox, and none of the references he gave me have tails.
I would have refunded this person their money like 2 posts into this and fucking never spoken to them again.
We're almost there, Astrid. We're almost there. The like possession of both should be like the reference. I thought you wanted that for the first part. Well, both part. That's my mistake, because like I was working on the bottom half of the picture, but the first part of it was the same pose that he was sending me here, because it was this like press sort of mating press thing. I'm like, all right, like okay, please be specific. Also, her belly should be squished up against his, and for the backside, both anus should be open like this.
Oh my god, no.
How do you?
no.
That's not possible. How can you see both anuses at the same
He
time?
sends me an image of just like puckered buttholes. Please, please, sir, I want you to open anus.
I was a little touched. I would.
It's
Yeah, a little sus.
Again, I'm just like, I'm
It's-
trying, okay?
these kind of conversations is why I can't share my line of work with my parents.
Here's an example of the side view.
Oh,
And mind you, how big these butt cheeks are, you would not see the butthole. Looks better. This part good? You got the pose right. It's the male body that looks weird. I'm not sure what else to do. The pose is really tight and their bodies are really big. Can you try and lift up the male a bit? He sends me like a just Gabe Newell picture of like DDD, I think.
Yeah, I'll do that.
how
and,
do you think these are helping?
and he just, I'm just like, sure. Should looks like this, like that. Refer to this. Size-wise too. So now the guy character would be way bigger. Yeah, I think with how big the male look in that, you should follow it, to be more accurate with the size of the body. Okay,
No.
but I think if I go that way, his knees will be on the ground, not on his feet. Cause the size diff. Yeah, that's how it should be. Don't hold back on how big you can make the male. It's better bigger than too small. Better? Better. Anything missing, or can I get to the other pose? Can I get the other pose worked on? I'll clean this up line-wise. Besides the tails. Do they both have tails?
He's never mentioned this?
Yeah, looks good. I asked. 9 tails? 9 tails. Both characters have 9 tails, and he has failed to mention this up to this point. I said, how do you want me to place them to not cover up stuff? Yeah, I'm looking at the pose. But if her legs are that way, what is the male thrusting? And he sends like another reference, like this one makes sense. Keep in mind the position of the lower bottom. He's huge. She's much smaller. Yeah, I know. That bottom pose is still possible regardless of the size. Now I'm thinking I paid a bit too much for this. Refund sent, blocked him. Done. And I was, so when this was happening, I was actually sharing my screen in my server because I was just like, guys, look at this in real time. And Javelin like looked away for a second and he saw how quickly I said refund sent and blocked him, like boom, just get out of here. Like, holy shit. So
the
yeah.
way you read this and the way this man talked, I'm just imagining like Mr. Plinkett on the other side of the fucking screen trying to convince you to
Also,
do this.
I'm so sorry about that noise that came out of me earlier. I was stretching and like.
I don't. I enjoy it.
But yeah,
Okay.
that was
That was
my
not a
that was,
stretch, Ashley. Don't you lie to me. You can lie to God, but you ain't about
but
to lie
yes,
to me.
that was
rage.
my fucking evening last night.
I can see why you like tried to put up with it a little.
I
Just 'cause it's like it's just a sketch.
No.
It was just.
I
a
try
sketch.
to be
That's
I
easy.
really do try to be
65
nice with
bucks.
people. Like honest to God, I really do try my best to be like, "Hey, you know, I'm trying to work with you." But like when I get these people like just out of nowhere that just have no fucking commission etiquette, it's
That's
such an
why-
uphill battle.
That's why you refused early. Like,
I try to give people the benefit, just like, okay, maybe it's his
Well-
first time commissioning somebody. I don't know. But he came to me looking for work, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not, like, I try to be accessible to people. But when this shit happens, it's so bad.
Lord.
I try to be accessible to people, but they have to be accessible to me first.
you have to
That's how
give.
we do.
I'm the one who gives the inch. You don't take a mile. But yes, thank you guys for joining me on reading this bullshit.
You're welcome.